The language we use shapes our mindset, and in turn, our mindset shapes our reality. And this is extremely important, especially when it comes to finances. You see, negative word choices, whether they come in a self-defeating belief like I can't afford it, or a self-limited belief like I would never get ahead, has tremendous impact on your financial success. So in essence, the words that you use could either reinforce a poverty mindset or could break you from it. And it's really just as simple as being very careful with your word choices. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the 10 most common phrases that people use that have a scarcity mindset. If you want to add any additional phrases that you're used to hearing a lot of people say, drop a comment down below. And let me start with the first one. The first phrase is, I can't afford it. You see, when you say words like I can't afford it, all you're really doing is you're shutting down any possibility of you affording it, and you're not doing any research or finding creative ways to get that thing that you want to get. And the number one thing you need to do when it comes to finances is you really need to look at it and try to improve it. Okay, if you continue saying I can't afford it, then you're gonna find no way to afford that thing that you really want. And listen, wouldn't life suck knowing that there's things that you want to afford, but you just can't because you just don't want to? Number two is I deserve it. You don't deserve anything in life. You have to earn it. Whenever you turn around and say I deserve something, all you're really doing is justifying all the stupid purchases that you're about to make. Because I get it. Right now, with the economy being so hard and things being so difficult, you want to be happy. So you want to do things that make you happy. But it's kind of like what Dave Ramsey said. You know, happy is things that kids feel. You're an adult. You need to do what's right. And simply saying I deserve it will put you in a poor mindset. Number three, I will never be rich. So this saying, I will never be rich, all it's really doing is setting a mental barrier, and it's reinforcing a negative outlook that you're seeing in your finances. Every single time people say I will never be rich, it's not true. To be quite honest with you, it's not true. You can become rich, especially if you get better with your finances and you educate yourself. So just do not use these words. That's the words you hear so many times from people with a poor mindset is I will never be rich. Start changing that around and see yourself as a rich person, and one day you will achieve it. The next phase is money is the root of all evil. Seeing money as bad can actually subconsciously lead you to self-sabotaging yourself. If you're seeing it as evil, what you're saying is, I don't want it. I don't want to do anything to get it because that's what evil people do. Evil people are greedy, they're not philanthropists, all they care about is themselves, which we all know that is not true. We've been broke. We know what it feels like to be broke. Being rich is a whole different ball game, and it's a whole different arena. No one looks at money as a bad thing, okay? Whenever we visualize winning the lotto or something positive with money or working hard or getting raises or whatever the case may be, we always see ourselves having fun with the money. So what you definitely need to do is stop having that poor mindset of thinking money is the root of all evil. It's not. Evil people do evil things, and you're not an evil person, so I would never expect you or even myself to do anything evil if I get rich. The fifth saying is, it's too risky. Listen, guys, life is risky, and being broke is riskier, and having no money in an investment account and expecting the future to get taken care of, even though you did nothing with money because you were so afraid, is even riskier. People have these quick rich schemes, which is investing in crypto and all these other risky endeavors, which I would never recommend for anyone to do, because yes, you can make a high return, but it's extremely risky. You can put money in an ETF or an index fund, and that in itself is slightly risky, but it's not so risky. Because my whole philosophy is this. In the S&P 500, that follows the 500 best companies in the economy, okay? We're talking about McDonald's, Coca-Cola, a whole bunch of big-ass companies. If those companies go down, a society would not exist. I have faith in all these 500 companies that can be doing great and give me a great return in my investments. And it also, the most important thing to recognize is this. Money makes money. Money makes money faster than humans, and it works harder and it works 24/7. If you're not investing, you're missing out on so many opportunities. So remove that mindset that investing is risky. It's not risky. It's only if you want to get rich quick where it gets really, really risky. The next saying is, I'll start saving later. You see, the problem with saying I'm going to save later is you're procrastinating. You're procrastinating, and your procrastination is going to lead you to never start investing. And the number one thing that you want when it comes to investing is time. Because with time, then you can get yourself with the compound interest, and you will make so much money. And you will not need to invest as much as if you wait to the later days to invest. If you start investing in your 20s, You start putting $100 to $150 a day in a good index fund, you will make up to $1 million by the time you retire. And it will be only $100. But now if you continue to wait because you're procrastinating, you will never build that muscle to saving and to investing, and you will never ever reach financial freedom. And number 7 is, I'm not good with money. Well, I got news for everyone out there. You're not good with anything that you're not familiar with. But money is always going to be around you, so you might as well learn it. You see, I see time and time again, people just say, I'm not good with money, and they do nothing about it. Then they have this, spending and splurging and not budgeting, and they have no idea what's going on with the money. You really need to learn money and how it operates and how it functions and how to invest. Listen, you could subscribe to my channel. I'll provide you all that information as simple as possible. But you just cannot act like you are bad with money and do nothing about it. Because there's one thing about money you need to recognize. If you're not taking care of it, it finds its way to leave your hands and go into someone else's hands that will do a better job with it. So don't make it so complicated and difficult. You don't need to learn about the history of stocks. All you can just do is just learn how to invest in safe mutual funds or ETF or index funds. Learn how to budget. Understand what compound interest is. Understand what capital gains are. Understand how much money you can make in your company 401k if there is a match. Learn only those basic things, and if you do that, you are set. But if you continually say that you are not good with money, then guess what? You will never be good with money. Number 8, I need to keep up with others. You see, when you try to compare yourself to other people, you're going to be constantly chasing other people's dreams rather than your own. And that's going to lead you to a whole bunch of spending of just trying to keep up with the Joneses. That's what we see continuously on TikTok. You think your financial situation is bad because everyone on TikTok is just going on vacation, everyone's going to Spain, everyone's going to Italy, and you're comparing your life to theirs. But you do not know how much debt these people are carrying. They're probably carrying a tremendous amount of debt. So do not worry about what other people do. Don't compare your lifestyle to someone else's. Compare your lifestyle to what you want. Whatever it is that you want in your lifestyle, just compare yourself to yourself. Because when it's all said and done, it's really you versus you. Do not worry about other people and their finances. They got their debt, they got their drama. Following that path will lead you to become broke and poor. Number 9, it's only a small amount. This mentality is what gets people into so much trouble. That's why the buy now, pay later is so popular. Because yes, you're not looking at the big purchase amount. What you're looking at is the small monthly payments. All you're doing is looking at small monthly payments and you're saying, I could afford that. But when it's all said and done, you're putting yourself in a financial obligation now that will not allow you to start investing, which is the key. You really need to stop looking at small purchases as not a big deal, because a whole bunch of small purchases, it starts to add up. So simply just saying, well, it's a small amount, I can handle it. No, you need to recognize, the wants and the needs, and whether you want it or you need it. It does not matter about the cost. You really need to stop looking at money that way and start recognizing money coming in needs to be invested, needs to be spent wisely. You cannot just let your money go out freely, even though if it's a small amount, because a lot of these credit card companies, a lot of these retailers, they understand that. They understand that you like seeing your obligation small, because if it's a smaller amount, they got you. You will jump right in, you'll buy stuff on, buy now, pay later. You use your credit card because you can afford the monthly payments. You could buy yourself a car because the monthly payments are really small, and then you will end up in a big hole and in trouble. Number 10, I'll never get out of debt. This right here is the biggest trap that I see right now in society that people are just getting destroyed in. You are starting to think debt is just the way of life and that's just the way it is. There is no other outcome of just basically having debt and just living with debt. That right there, my friends, is what keeps so many people poor, okay? Is knowing that debt is just the way it is. That's the way to survive. I have no other choice. If I don't pay it, it goes to debt collection. Who cares? No, you cannot see it that way. Now, of course, Dave Ramsey has the whole, baby steps and go gazelle and pay off all your debt. I know that's hard for a lot of people, especially if you think you never got out of debt. But I highly suggest that you start by even putting a little bit amount of money into paying off your debt. It don't need to be a huge amount, but just enough to get you comfortable with making those payments. And then eventually you'll say, okay, I'm tired of this debt. I know if I go a little harder, I can start paying it off. So you just basically turn the dial up little by little. But simply saying that you will never get out of debt is just guaranteeing for you to be in poverty forever and be broke forever. And all you are doing is making the banks rich by paying so much interest on your payments. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 10 phrases that people use when they have a poor mindset. I want everyone out there to please get yourself out of that scarcity mindset. I want everyone to be in an abundance mindset. That is going to be the only way for you to build wealth. But I'm going to warn you, you're going to hear these sayings everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, you always will hear some of these 10 phrases, because that's the thing that people continually repeat. And you're going to fall in a cycle of thinking, that's okay, because if everyone else is in debt, everyone else is not investing, everyone else is behind on retirement, then that's all right. It's okay for me to fall behind. But that's not the case, guys. You need to hear all those horror stories about people who are currently retired, broke, and have nothing to show for it. So guys, if you have anything you want to add to this list, drop a comment down below. And thanks for staying to the end of this video. And hit the like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Catch you guys in my next video. Peace.